Kindly on your camera so I can see you. Um, Miss Sophia Bell and Miss Shailing Ekobisag. Please turn on your camera so that I could see you. May, may nadagdag ulit na bago. Ayun. You are sending information. But for us as ECE, we use electrical signal, frequency and everything to transmit information. So it is to transfer information from one place to another, from the receiving and transmitting end. Of course, the one who transmit is the one sending information. And then the one that receive is the one who need the information. So is to transfer information from one place to another. It can be summarized as the transmission, reception, and processing of information between two or more locations using electronics. Here, like this, I have three students. I'm transmitting information through digital. This is digital information. We are sending to digital by the use of the RS-232C signal sa cable with are you using as RS-232C cable here? Maybe fiber optics. So we are using fiber optics here in Aura. Oh, that's the best trans transmission medium. That is the medium, the best medium, fiber optics. Okay. It can be summarized as the transmission, reception. You transmit, reception is receiving, and then processing of information between two or more locations using electronics. Okay. So this is a simple block diagram of, of electronics communication. We transmit, then of course we have a channel. Channel is the communication channel, where is that's the so-called medium. So we can use through we can use air, we can use line cables to transmission. But however, using those channels, using those even fiber optics, using fiber optics, still they have a noise. Wa- the so-called noise. Before the receiver got the information, there's a noise. That is the job of the ECE. He needs to remove that noise. But unfortunately, you cannot eradicate that. But you can minimize the noise. We can minimize the noise. Uh, Later on, I will explain what is noise. Okay. Actually, if you are familiar with sounds, before I was a developer of an amplifier, developer of an amplifier. If you'll notice, it will they will tell you that the amplifier is high-fi. Are you familiar with high-fi? High fidelity. Raise your hand which is familiar with high fidelity uh, amplifier. Like, are you using amplifier or music in your home? Okay. Sometimes they use the term high fidelity. Okay. If the sound is high fidelity, the noise is only 1%. Okay. It is being measured through noise meter in actual. If there is a noise meter here, I will teach you how to measure noise. Uh, Unfortunately, easy measure noise. Even this is an electric anyway. That is an electrical noise. It's not the other noise that you are thinking about. Uh, okay. I will show you how to measure noise because we ECE uh, our duty is uh, to say the sound sent by the transmitter can be received clearly by the receiver. That's why here there is a transmitter, there is a receiver at the end. The simple block diagram of electronics communication. The channel, this one is the transmitting medium. Normally, we use cable. We use air for the radio. Uh, that's why on transmitting radio radio station, they'll be sending they'll be sending sound or music from their station going to your radio, your cell phone. Sometimes cell phones do have radio. Then, if you are listening to the music, they try to minimize the noise. Anyway, I have some presentation for this next time about how to reduce noise. Okay, so unfortunately, the channel does not perfect its sounds, but it from actually there are so many noise from extraterrestrial, the unwanted, the uncorrelated, the correlated noise. There are so many noise. Uh, the uncorrelated correlated noise may may come from Earth, may come also from extraterrestrial, may come from the ET. Did you watch the movie ET? Extraterrestrial. They also create noise, okay, from outside, especially if you are using satellite. Okay, the next one here. This is just a simple explanation on how. So there is a signal coming from the transmitting end, goes with it will be through electronics. That signal will be converted to maybe to analog, maybe for digital, depending on the channel or medium that you will be using. Actually, if you are using fiber optics, you will transmit, you will convert the signal from analog to digital, so that the fiber optic cable, you can run that digital, but you cannot run analog. What is the analog? That is a frequency. Running analog signal to a to a to a fiber optics, because fiber optics are light. They use light for digital lights. And then, if you see, there is an electronic signal coming from transducer, maybe coming from mic or from cell phone speaker. Then the signal will come out, will go to electronic processor. It will be received from the repeater very near to you on your area, so that signal will be processed on that repeater and then will be amplified and then sent through transmitter and then receive on the receiver side. I hope you understand. But next time I will elaborate more. Okay, then the next one is about the transmitter. Okay, the transmitter. One source of signal has been converted into an electric signal. That's what I'm explaining. That the transmitter will modify this signal for efficient transmission. So from your voice, then it goes with the mic or speaker, goes to the cell phone, and then it will be sent to the globe line or smart line. They will it will convert it to an electric signal by your cell phone, and then transmitter will modify the signal efficient transmission. Why? Because this word, the one coming from us, is only very small power, very small frequency. We cannot go beyond 1 kilometer, maybe only 100 meters. That's your voice. That's our voice. But this, upon converting this voice to an electric signal, it will can be sent to very maybe even in a very far location like London, like Europe, through that, because we transmit the signal from that. That is the that is that's where ECE come to. We are converting that signal to digital or maybe from analog also, but we try to change it to an efficient transmission. We are sending this through transmission. In order to do this, signal must pass through an electronic circuit. That's why what I'm telling you, containing the following components. Of course, if you convert this using an electronic circuit, okay, from the transducer, from the microphone. Actually, your cell phone has a microphone. There is a microphone there. Okay. There is once you it converts the from your voice, from your mouth, the signal convert to an electric signal from the transducers going to there is a very small amplifier there, and then transmitter. It will transmit from analog because our voice is analog. If you measure that, it's only analog. Then it converts to digital converter because cell phone are digital. Um, No, I think I probably there is no longer analog cell phone by this time. We are using digital. So from analog to digital converter, it has a digital converter. Then from that one, so we already have this voice converted from analog to the transducer to the microphone of the cell phone. Then it will become digital. It will be converted to digital. So then there is a modulator. Why we need encoder first? Encoder. So this encoder is the processor, an IC from your cell phone in order to modulate. It will send from a it has a good like this. Okay, let me show you. This is this one from your voice. This will be the modulated one. If you notice, there is an envelope because this is your voice. What is inside that envelope is your voice here. This one. So that is an envelope. In order to carry your voice going to the circuit, it has to be modulated. That's why they call it amplitude modulation or frequency. You may use your amplitude, but the problem with amplitude, that's very noisy. You notice your AM radio is very noisy. But on frequency FM, it's a very good sound. If you notice your radio, notice your FM. What is your favorite FM station, Mr. Pahe? Mr. Pahe, what is your favorite FM station? Hello?
Ah, di ko
Di-
po alam kung FM po yung ano eh,
okay.
89.5.
Yeah, that's an FM. But if it's low, it's 89.5 megahertz. I told you, FM is megahertz. But if you notice that it's AM, like the DCW, DCMM. DCMM is an, are you familiar with DCMM? The channel used by, previously by by the ABS-CBN. I'm not promoting those, but I'm just telling you, they use AM. That's why if you are riding in the jeepney, they commonly use AM because they want to watch, hear the news, the current events news. Okay, so they use amplitude modulation on that one. At it is in by kilohertz. But if you see 88 to 108, that is frequency modulation. That is megahertz. Okay. I go back again to for the, so from the modulator, it will come out there. I will explain to you later. I will show you some actual circuit so you will understand that one. Because even I told you this one, not showing you the actual circuit, you may not understand. The simple circuit for this is a super heterodyne transmitter or receiver. Okay. Then this modulator will produce a frequency, the actual frequency, the coming from the very long end. Probably you are sending signal from your end, you're coming from home, you're sending to me, I'm receiving it to, it was a modulated, but very small signal only. Why? Then it will goes to an amplifier to to amplify, to gain power, so that I could understand what you are telling me, what are you saying me. But if it will not be, it will not, and if once it was on the output of modulator, that is a very very small voltage. Normally it's it can be grounded. You cannot hear it properly. But when it goes to signal amplifier, it will become a powerful signal, so that efficiency of the signal will be here properly, so that the communication from one end to other end will transmitted properly. Okay. Hope you understand what is signal amplifier. Does everybody of you, Miss Sophia, are you using amplifier in your home? Do you sing karaoke? Karaoke.
Yes po, sir.
You see, if you are using the mic is a transducer. Transducer, it converts sound to electrical signal. Coming from your voice, it will be converted from the mic. It goes out with the mic as an electrical signal. This electrical signal, there will be, but for karaoke, they will use analog to digital converter, and then uh, encoder, and then signal amplifier. Modulator is used for uh, communication. But for I want to make simple. I want to explain it very simple so you could understand what I am telling you from the transmitting end. For you are singing, then you will be sending a very little little frequency will be converted by transducer or from the microphone. Then it will come out with a signal, a very small signal. This signal will be modulated by the wire and then will be amplified by the amplifier. Sometimes I think mostly of the karaoke now there is a very big speaker, so you can sing. Who love to sing? Okay, I want you to sing because sing will make your life longer because most of the singer do have very long life because they enjoy what they're doing. Okay, so after the signal has been amplified, it is ready for transmission. We will use transmitter, then goes to the antenna. Okay, hope you understand. This is very simple transmitter. This is a picture of transmitter. Okay, I show you. This is the transmitter from point to which signal released to electromagnetic wave or magnet or radiation. This is a simple transmitter for the radio. Okay, they use that type of a transmitter. Actually, some when you work for radio station, they have that much. Sometimes they have two or four or five. Because during my college time in St. Louis University, we have our own Ohara. We call it Otohan because the building of the engineering there is Otohan. We call it Otohan, Ohara. It means Otohan radio station. Okay, radio. That's for ECE only. We do have our own radio station. Then we made use of our we call the DJs from the ECE. Okay, maybe probably sometimes I will suggest that we should have also our own radio station or radio station for ECE because it's quite fun to have that one. Okay. Then next is of course if you have a transmitter, you should have the where to transmit that one is the uh, so-called communication channel. Okay. Communication channel are we do have various. Okay? Okay. What I'm telling you, it's like a word to transmit. So how can you from your transmitting end from yourself going to other, what we will use in order to reach the receiving end? Sometimes here we use uh we use fiber optics here because fiber optics is a very good communication channel wherein it has a huge length. Actually, it can covers the whole world because when if you use satellite, the loss the loss of signal, you the attenuation coming from the outside is very huge. From airplane, from buildings, from the noise outside, from extraterrestrial noise, they are very noise. So, okay, a communication channel is simply referring to the medium which is signal travels. There are two types of media by which electrical signal travels: guided and the unguided. Guided is normally used on the radio. Unguided for radio. Guided is for our telecommunication. So, guided media refers to any medium that are directed from transmitter to receiver communication. The medium is an optical glass-like fiber. Okay. They use fiber optics, telephone wire, twisted pairs. Twisted pair is used for the uh, intercom. They sometimes you will make use of the twisted pair for intercom, for uh, internet cables, they have that twisted pair. And the other types of media, unguided, refers to communication channel that creates between space between transmitter and receiver. That is the problem with that one. This is unguided. Normally, that is coming from the radio. For military, we use that one because why? Ah, okay. Sophia, I also teach from military. Don't there is also electronics engineer for military because we've been used by through communication. During my time, there is a huge problem from them. Uh, should I tell you? Okay. I just tell you because it's about IED, improvised explosive device. So during my time, they hired me from Philippines. They have a problem on IED, improvised explosive device used by ISIS, those uh bad elements guys. They made use of that. So the Africa would like to pay me more money, it will come to you because mostly you will become an engineer. Then when you become an engineer, some if you really understand what you are doing and you're doing it good, other company, other country will hire you due to your expertise and they will pay you a lot of money. You will be uh, you will be surprised because that me I almost travel 10 countries, different countries uh, to work and for pleasure. For work and pleasure, of course. Part of that is also pleasure. I do it with my family. So so um, for radio or RF communication, radio frequency. If you understand, radio is frequency is the most reliable communication. Why? Uh, for example, there is war, and your enemy will directly attack your communication system. Why? They will simply attack your communication system. The your food sources, your oil sources, they will attack those station first. Your power station, it will lose immediately. However, radio radio communication will still be alive. Are you familiar with UHF, BHF radio? Are you? Does you? Okay. Anyway, next time I will bring some radio frequency communication, RF radio. We called it the BHF, UHF. It is just a very simple radio used by military, but I will bring not the military one, I bring the commercial one. Just for you to know that those communication is it the most reliable communication when come to war. Because your cell phone immediately will die once the enemy will attack our power plant, everything will be dark. Even communication will be dark. Only radio can be transmitted from one area to another area. That's why if you see those soldiers, they bring this big radio on their waist, and then they have this the transmitter that they've been using for their for their uh, for their communication system. Is especially if they need support like food, like uh, ammunition, if they need that one, if like nurses, if they have some wounded friend, they really need help. Okay, you cannot win war without proper communication. Okay, next communication. That is communication channel. Next is about Okay, another for communication channel. The sonar. Sonar is used by submarine. Okay, sound, air, navigation, and ranging. Okay, the medium is usually water. Sonar. Okay, sonar. That is for a very simple explanation. This is being used by the pregnant woman if they want to know whether their baby is because inside the stomach of pregnant woman that is water. The baby floats within the stomach of of the mother. Uh, it uses water. Okay, so they use the sonar. Visually, water-based, usually water because sound waves travel efficiently through certain liquid media. Okay. Both types of media are considered unguided because there are no connecting cables between transmitter and receiver. Communication channel includes almost everything from the vacuum space to solid piece of material. When they told you vacuum space, there is no air. So however, some medium prepared to more than others. That is because differing sources travel through a subjective mediums with fluctuating uh, efficiency. Efficiency, whether that's a good communication. Okay. Okay. Next is about receiver. Receiver, of course. The same with transmitter. They has also this one. Okay. Receiver. One signal has passed through communication channel. It must be effectively captured by a receiver. It should capture by this for simple explanation. If Mr. Pahe is want to talk to Sophia Bell, he will use his cell phone sending communication to Sophia Bell. So the receiving end, because our cell phone is a transmitter receiver. Both it receive and it transmit. Also in radio, in military radio, it is a transceiver. Transmit, receive. It's a combination already. So receiver, once signal has passed to communication channel, so it will traverse to air because we are using cell phone. So remember how the richest drug lord in the world. Are you familiar with Pablo Escobar? So, uh, he 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 was no, he was napatay siya dahil sa communication niya kasi he was using satellite satellite cell phone. He is sending signal to satellite wherein that policeman in Cuba uses an electronics engineer to capture the signal from the satellite cell phone of Mr. Pablo Escobar. So the engineer tried to reach that communication to 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 try to locate his location, and then he was captured. Actually, they just not captured Pablo Escobar, they kill him. Of course, America is the most powerful country in the world. The America is the biggest uh, source of money of Pablo Escobar. They sell drugs to US land. That's why US government are very mad with Pablo Escobar. So Pablo Escobar uses satellite radio communicating to her family, to her son, to her wife. That time was They use like like us, an ECE or electronic communication guru in order to capture the signal. So they try to use this the receiver. So they try to use this is done by passing receive signal through another circuit containing the following component. It has a noise filter. Of course, if you use satellite signal, that is very noisy. You cannot avoid noise during transmitting signal. But they use digital to analog converter, convert those analog frequency to digital. So there is a decoder so in order for them to read it, then they have to demodulator by transmitting through their own receiver. So then they amplify. Amplify is like you're making the sound very clear to a very audible one. So what they hear the communication of Pablo Escobar. Pablo Escobar is in the building, in one building, because they made use of a vehicle to mobilize, and then they try to read the communication when they locate the location of Pablo Escobar while communicating to his family. How they know that Pablo Escobar is there? Of course, there is an amplifier. Once the amplifier feedbacks, it's it means that the transmitting one is very near, within one kilometer area. So that's the one they did. That's one they know that on this area Pablo Escobar is communicating to his family. So the policeman, they releases their their uh, their people their men in order to capture Pablo Escobar. But of course, the high and the most richest drug lord in the world will not will not surrender, because of course the money involved are billion of dollars. So he was not captured. He was gunned down to a very simple apartment, and Pablo Escobar ended his era as a drug lord. Okay. Anyway, I'm just telling you how we captured signal through if you watch that movie, the ending of Pablo Escobar, that is they use electronics communication guru, or maybe technicians, or maybe engineers. That is the help of us. That's why if you notice when I show you who is Engineer Melvin Pinichalda, why military hires me? Why military ask me to teach them? Because they need those expertise. Those expertise help them, not only us. You help them, and by helping them, you earn money, you earn dollars. If you notice, the one who paid me is the uh, UN, United Nation paid my salary. Of course, when United Nation paid your salary, that is a very huge money. Okay. Oh, then of course, I told you I also love to travel. Maybe that's why I almost travel for uh 10 countries, maybe 10 or more. I cannot remember already, because sometimes I do for work, I do for living. Okay. Okay, next time. Okay. That is the last one for the presentation. Oh, okay, that's one. This one is the receiver. This one is the new one. This is a digital receiver. So A receiver is is very simple. Your TV is a receiver, but it cannot transmit, of course. It's only a receiver. The television is a receiver, but cell phone is a transmitter and a receiver. Radio, UHF, BHF radio, the communicating radio from for military or for the commercial one, it is a receiver transmitter. Okay. Once you only receive, the television is only can receive signal. It cannot transmit. Okay. Okay. Uh, so uh is there any question? Sorry, about this our topic for today. This is the output uh transducer. I apology. There is still output transducer. The transducer. That's why I'm telling you. Transducer is like the speakers. This one is speaker. Your microphone is a transducer. You know, actually, the element of the microphone is a magnet. There is a wire there. It's a couple wire. There is a actually we use salt for the cone in order to manage the cone. So there is a magnet there. That transducer m- from your mouth, they convert to electrical signal to electrical signal. So the output transducer simply converts electric signal created by the input transducer back into original form. Example, the output of producers include but are not limited for the following: speaker, monitors. Monitors are the computer peripherals, the one that we are using here. The motors, sometimes they use motors for this one are being used for the uh, example on the ship. Actually, they use the transmitting their transducer are being used as a motor for the movement, for navigation, for navigation. Actually, if you watch Titanic, there is a motor there. They try to navigate. Okay, that is also an output transducer. And the last one is the lightings. The lightings is for visual. They usually these lightings are being used by the fiber optics. If you notice the fiber optic ends, it has a light, a red light. It it transmits signal only. From your word, it will become signal light. Okay. It hard to tell here, but maybe probably there is a simple explanation wherein you can notice how does transmitting signal converts to lights. If you are because I'm quite familiar with the amplifier because I'm a design engineer by uh, NAD. Actually, I'm the one who designed the NAD 304. If you're familiar with the amplifier, if you search for Google, type NAD 304. Uh, I designed it in London. I made a design in London with the help of Edward Foster, their engineer also. We made the first NAD amplifier is being done here in Philippines. We I am the design engineer here for Philippines. Then we created amplifiers. Those amplifiers, actually, it's a sound amplifier for karaoke and for other music. Uh, normally, I as an engineer, I experiment. So if you notice, when you put LED, just a simple LED. Are you familiar with LED? The light emitting diode, LED. You put your LED to your speaker, at the end of the speaker, remember, speaker has a positive and negative, okay? Put the LED there, and then see when it sounds, the light, it will light immediately with light. It will close and open by what music you are playing. It will play. So if you notice, those will are also lighting visual. Okay, you can use that as a lighting visual. Probably the fiber optics, the end of fiber optics has an LED, but I think that is a very sophisticated LED because it can travel to fiber optics. So it will light the red light, and then white light. Okay. Then we will that is read for 5 volts, 0 volt, 5 volts, 0 volt. But that is a signal. That is just not a light. It's being used as a transmit converter or transducer from the from your mouth. It converts to a digital signal or electric signal. Then that's end for today's lecture. Okay. By the way, next week is next week is asynchronous. Okay, asynchronous. Probably I will send you some sheet work only. Anyway, it's more about our uh, it's more about our lecture today. Anyway, it's just a very simple quiz. It's about a very simple quiz. I just want to know if you understand what I am teaching, or what do I need to improve for you to learn more. Because uh, that's why I'm trying to convert everything to practical. If you notice, I'm trying to tell you how does it work in our daily life, in our normal life. Because for us, it's very hard for us to understand only for lecture. But if I try to explain it practically, we call it practical because we try to tell you what is the real world. Then you are talking from this word, then going to your microphone. It will become a signal. It become an electric signal. Then you can convert to amplifier. Then you see, if you notice, when you are singing, sometimes the wire is very lengthy. It may be 10 meters, 5 meters, but it reaches the amplifier, and then the amplifier try to amplify your sound and then send it to a speaker. Then it will play a good sound like your voice. If you are a good singer, then I ask you, try to live your life with singing, because singing try to prolong our life. And also good food. That is very good. The good food. If you notice, in Japan and Korea, uh, longevity means they have a very lengthy life. But the problem in Japan, because of their longevity, maybe they reaches 100, 90s and 100. Work at 65, they finish working. Problem with if they finish working or they retire, uh, they from 65 to 100, that is 35 years, and then you don't have work. That's the problem without working. So that's the problem in Japan now. Okay, the people have a lengthy life. Longevity is very long. They live a very good life because of good food, because they're eating a good food. But here in Philippines, our normal life is probably the like life expectancy of Filipinos are 70s or 80s. That's why for me, like me, I suffered stroke because because I was a poor guy during my time. During your time, I studying. I I live with a very poor life. Then, of course, when I become an engineer, I passed the board exam on late 1991. I took it 1990, November 7 and 8. 1990, November, 2 days. Uh, is board exam here 2 days already or only 1 day? Board exam in Philippines. ECE board exam. Hello, hello. That's the Sophia. Are you familiar with the ECE board exam? How many days?
Di pa po, sir.
Okay. When you be Mr. Pahe, are you familiar with the board exam here in Philippines? Hello. Okay, okay. When you finish the your schooling, okay, when you actually 4 years. Oh, when you finish your fourth year, after that, I ask you to review, attend a review class for board exam. Okay. The 2 days exam, actually it's 2 days. During my time, it's not multiple choice. During our because I I probably I uh maybe I but actually uh uh I'm the 666 engineers of the Philippines. Okay, my ID my ID is six. It's very bad number. 666. It's if you notice that is only 6,000 plus. Oh, maybe 600. I'm not familiar with my number. 6,000. I am the 6,666 engineer of the Philippines. EC engineer of the Philippines. Right now, maybe they have 20,000 more. Okay. That time, our board exam is you will do the computation manually. Right now, no. You just choose the correct answer. That's why many of the engineers now pass the board exam because of they made it luckily, because even if they do not understand the answer, they try to they try they try to guess the answer and then made it successfully. Because one of my students told me, "Teacher, I passed the board exam." Okay, very good for you. So if you pass the board exam, then you're ready to fight for the industry. Then you have to make your choice whether you go for the communication, you go uh for the biomedical field, or you go to e- electronics field, or you go to semiconductors. Luckily, we have four: electronic, semiconductor, uh, communication, biomedical. You have four choice. There are various company that cater those, but you have to make a good choice. Okay, but for me, because I'm new. I'm new. Previously, I was a new guy. I try to apply every opportunity. Luckily, I go to electronic. I go to biomedical. I go to semiconductor. I go to because I try to live my life to the fullest because I want to know everything. But I did not go to communication because communication that time is not so good during my time. But for now, we have some Globe, we have some Smart, we have TNT, we have this uh, TM or TNT, we have this Dito communication. We have lots of communication now. Previously, there is only one PLDT. Oh, during my time, only PLDT. No, no, no Smart, no Globe. Okay. So, any questions regarding my lecture today? If you want to have a copy, I am available here. I can give you for your. How can I transmit that one? That Okay. Anyway, I just post the lecture so you can grab it or get it. Then anyway, I this is a very simple quiz. So I would like to know if you understand what I am teaching you. So have a good day. Any more question? Just raise your hand if you have question. Okay. Have a good day and yeah, see you next week. Okay. Okay. No, no. Next week is asynchronous, so you will be doing your own. You will be doing your quiz or your simple uh, anyway, just a simple quiz. Anyway, have a nice day and good day. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.